Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adaobi, Nnoli, coming to you live from the city of Abuja, Nigeria. If you're seeing this face for the first time, thank you for tuning. Thank you for clicking. Hope you subscribe and please watch the video and also share with your friends, your family, your loved ones and every other person. And for my returning subscribers, thank you very much for always clicking whenever you see my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'm very grateful about that. So today we're talking about, today's are Wednesdays for our new subscribers. On Wednesdays we talk about everything finance and business, work and all of that good stuff. So today, as usual, we're talking about something professional, something professionals do. When I talk about professionals, I mean professionals both at your workplace and businesses are also workplaces, so you can't be treating it like it's just a business, because it's a workplace. You earn money, you go to your offices to earn money, you go to your shops as well to earn some money. So today I'm going to be talking about 15 things that we do that are unprofessional, 15 unprofessional behaviors that we do at our places of work and in our businesses. So without further ado, let's go into the video for today. So the first point on my list is being late. Okay, always being late to work and to your place of business. It is so unprofessional and so unethical that you get to work late. We can permit 10 minutes, let's say, because we don't know what could happen or what must have happened to you and all of that. Yes, 10 minutes is okay, but when it now becomes a regular thing, a day in, day out thing, like every day of the week, you're always coming to work late, it's unprofessional, really. And I don't think there's any excuse you can give to that. If your work starts at 8 o'clock, be at your place of work max 10 minutes after 8. I'm very guilty of this, and I'm actually trying so hard to work towards that. This year I know I've tried so hard. Last year I was a notorious late comer. I was very notorious for that, but this year I think I've done so much better, put in so much effort into that. And also your business, if your business resumes by 8 o'clock, try as much as possible to be at your place of business by 8 o'clock. Open up your business by 8 o'clock, because you've also told a customer that, oh, I opened by 8, and then let's say a customer comes to your place and you're not there, you're not in the shop, your shop is not open. It doesn't tell well of your business, it doesn't tell well of your personality as well. My second point is leaving shared places untidy. When I say shared places, okay, let's say common places untidy. Common places like the restroom, the kitchen and all of that, leaving it untidy. Any place you share with your colleagues and you leave it untidy, it's so unprofessional. When you use the kitchen, try as much as possible to tidy up the kitchen. Don't go ahead leaving dirty plates in the sink, leaving dirty plates on the tables and all of that. And whenever you use the restroom, try as much as possible to flush the toilet. I see this a lot. You get into the toilet and then the last person that used it maybe forgot to flush or did not flush properly. It's so unprofessional. Try as much as possible to always flush the toilet. And also, when you pour water on the floor, as much as possible, clean the floor. Mop should be provided in every kitchen and in every toilet. If you made mistake and spilled water, then clean it up. Don't leave it there, because that could actually slip somebody, and not just slipping somebody, someone that steps on it can actually transfer that same water all over the place, making the whole office so messy and dirty. So my third point, which is so unprofessional, is gossiping. This is very common in office space. Very, very common in office space, and I don't know why it's that way. You find out that people form cliques in offices. Oh, clique A is gossiping about clique B, or even if there are no cliques, you find out that one person is actually gossiping, saying so many negative things about the other person for no just reason. Sometimes they just go ahead to just try to tarnish that person's image, just like that. I feel it's so unprofessional and it shouldn't be. My fourth point is office politics. I feel this is in every organization. When I say organization that has, let's say, up to 30 people and upwards, I feel there's office politics in almost every organization, and it's so unprofessional. The bad thing about this office politics is that at the end of the day, you end up putting someone who is not competent enough, who is not capable of being a leader, to be a leader, either because, oh, the person is from my tribe, or maybe because the person is my church person. You now find that people just go ahead and put incompetent people to be leaders, and that's not proper, that's not good enough. So I don't know why people actually do this. I feel there are better ways in choosing leaders, rather than trying to use office politics to try and get a leader and all that. Office politics is not it. It's unprofessional, and people that engage in that, I think they know, it's not like they don't know what they are doing is wrong. So many of them know that it's so wrong, and they just go ahead to do it, maybe because they want to gain one or two things from somebody and all of that. So that office politics leads me to the next point, which is creating cliques in places of work. Creating cliques, it's so unprofessional. You shouldn't be creating cliques in an office space. Rather, form teams. Forming teams are better, because when you form teams are the essence of forming a team in a place of work is so that people can achieve the goal of that organization. But when you start forming clique, the clique is, most times you find out that clique is just to achieve personal goals, just to get at somebody else. Cliques in offices have never, I don't think they've ever done any good to any organization. Even that clique is actually, maybe they're trying to get at somebody, or maybe they're trying to pull someone down, or maybe they're trying to lift one of their own up. So forming cliques in places of work, places of businesses as well, it's so unprofessional. It's very, very unprofessional. My sixth point is playing loud music in the office. It's unprofessional. You find out that people do this a lot, and then they go ahead to tell you, oh, I did not know it was disturbing you, I did not know this, and I did not know that. Even if you did not know it was disturbing me, for crying out loud, let's assume you play music and I decide to play the same music and we leave it at the same volume. What do you think that office space will be like? Don't you think that office space will be like a mad person's home, or it will be like a marketplace? The essence of the office is so that everyone will have their quiet times. If you must listen to music, then go ahead and use a earpiece. And that will lead me to my next point. When you're using your earpiece, try as much as possible to leave one ear out. You can't be using your two earpiece in your ears, because if someone is talking to you, it's so rude that your colleagues are talking to you and you can't hear because your earpiece are in your ear. So it is so unprofessional, and that is my seventh point, right? Using earpiece in the office space. Use one rather than using the both sides. It is so unprofessional. It shows, if I come to you, let's say we are working in an office space and I see you putting earpiece, to me personally, I feel like, okay, I'm not in the mood to talk. Just stay on your own, stay your lane, make I day my own, day your day, make I day my day. So it's so unprofessional. But when you have one ear down, one of the earpiece down, it shows, okay, this person is ready to talk to me and all of that. So that is it. Then next point, I've lost count on these things. The next point is making loud calls, laughing out loud in the office space. If you must speak, if you must talk, if you must make calls, as far as the calls are not official calls, then step out and make your calls. Don't stay in the office and be I'm giving some hot gist and making other people hear your gist, which shouldn't be. We shouldn't be hearing your gist. Take that your gist outside. Excuse yourself from the office and go make that call. Also, when you're in a meeting and then you have a call, it's permitted that you can excuse yourself the first time and the second time to take that call if there's an emergency. But after 2 times, I feel it's so unprofessional for you to just keep standing up and going out to receive calls, as long as that call is not related to that meeting you're having at that point in time. So if you're in a meeting, please switch off your phones or put it on silent. If it's an emergency, let's communicate via SMS. And when you're communicating via SMS, let it not distract you from the meeting. Not when they're talking and then you're pressing your phone and everybody's wondering, is this person here in this meeting or is this person not here in this meeting? There are things that you shouldn't be doing. It is so unprofessional, and I don't think anybody should actually engage in such acts. So the next, I've lost count on this thing, but permit me, if I exceed it, fine. I hope I don't give the point I said. And that leads me to the next point, which is over promising and under delivering. You find out that people, they want to be the best person in the office, they want to be like they are the best, they are the ones that know everything, they're the ones that can deliver the best, and then they go ahead to over promise. Can you deliver this in 2 days? Yes, I can deliver it in 2 days. And then when that 2 days comes, you find out that they've not even done anything. So it is so unprofessional. If you cannot deliver, then say you cannot deliver. Stop promising things that you cannot do. Or you find out that people, are you so good in Excel? And then say, yes, I'm so good in Excel, but meanwhile, the only thing you know how to do in Excel is just to type. Meanwhile, they cannot use the mathematical tools in Excel. They cannot. But they just go ahead to say, yes, I can use it. You're just over promising, okay, I'll deliver in this one time, I'll deliver in that one time. And then when it comes for you to deliver, you're nowhere to be found. That is so unprofessional. So my next point is looking down on your subordinates. It's so unprofessional because you're ahead of, let's say, the gate man or the driver. You now go ahead to telling him certain things that shouldn't be, or you just go around sending him, oh, go here, go to the bank and pay me some money, go there, buy me food, go there, do this one, and you're not even doing it in a polite manner. You're bossing the person, and it's not like you're the boss of that organization, not like you even pay the person's salary. You're not at all, but just because you're the subordinate, you're higher than the person, you just go ahead and start giving commands and all that. It's so unprofessional. It doesn't tell well of you. It doesn't at all. And I think everybody that is guilty of this should try and stop it. It is so unprofessional. Respect people in your office place, not just in your office place, in your business place, even at home. Even no matter what it is, even if you're paying the person's salary, you need to respect people because you don't know what tomorrow holds. It's so unprofessional to act that way. Let me not start going into the godly aspects right now, because if you leave me, I might do that. So it's so unprofessional to look down on your subordinates, no matter what it is, no matter their level, even their primary school holders, even if they don't have any sort of certificate and then you're a doctorate degree holder and all that. It's so unprofessional, no matter what it is, to look down on your subordinates. So the next point on my list is looking like a slob. When I mean slob, what I mean is looking so haggard, not dressing properly, not looking tidy, not looking neat and all of that. Like, you're coming to the office, so why are you not looking like the whole world is on your head? Why are you looking so moody? Why are you looking so unkempt? Why are you looking so everyhow? Like, I don't understand why people actually do this. You look like, oh, that is as if the job is being forced on you. You shouldn't look that way. If you're not comfortable with the job, then you leave the job. You can't be looking like that. You can't be looking so, I don't know how to put it again, but it's, when I talk about slob, I'm not just talking about your physical look. I'm also talking about how you carry yourself. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be looking so forced, like you're being forced to do something, you're being moody and all of that. I think it's so unprofessional if you do, like, if you act that way. Then when customers come to meet you, you're just so reluctant about doing your job, the job you're employed to do. It's so unprofessional. If you have problems, family problems and all whatnot, then you take permission and then excuse yourself from the job for that particular day. So my next point is eating in the public space. You have a kitchen, right, in your office, and you're eating in the public space. I feel it's unprofessional. Even if you don't have a kitchen in your office space, I think it's better you excuse yourself and go out and eat your food, because eating in a public space, it might irritate some people. Let's say I'm Igbo. Let's say I go ahead and take ofaku. Ofaku is banga soup. Ofaku is palm kernel stew, and we all know how the aroma of ofaku can be. And let's say someone else who is not Igbo hasn't tasted this, and then the person goes ahead like, what's that? It could be irritating to some people, you know. It could be very irritating to someone. Like, it might now start giving them some stomach upset. So it's very unprofessional to eat in the public, because that aroma can irritate so many people. It can also make so many other people hungry. It changes the whole aroma of the environment, which shouldn't be. So as much as possible, try as much as possible, avoid eating in the public area. Avoid eating in the office public area, in the office public space, even in your business spaces, because your customers you cannot just be eating and then your customers now badging on you eating and you're not ready for business. Excuse yourself and go and eat your food. The next thing that people do that is so unprofessional is being unresponsive to emails and calls. Like, this is very common with Nigeria. Find out that most Nigerian companies are not responsive to their emails, they're not responsive to their calls. You send them emails and nobody gets to respond to you. You call them with your own airtime and nobody is picking up your calls, or you call them and then the next thing is that, oh, I'll get back to you, and they never get back to you. Never get back to you. Very few of them will get back to you. So it's so unprofessional that you keep your customers waiting. You keep your customers not knowing what next they should do. Should they come to your place and meet you, or are you going to handle this situation over the phone? Or it's so unprofessional. If you have work emails, try as much as possible to go through your work emails maybe every 2 hours. I feel 2 hours is even too much. I feel every hour during that work time, if you work from 9 to 5, you should actually go through your email every hour between that 9 to 5. Then after 5, anybody that sends you an email can wait for the next day. So it's not unprofessional when you're sent emails and then you're not responding to emails. They call you, you don't pick up your calls, or your number does not even go through. You switch off your phones and all of that. It's so unprofessional. I think we shouldn't do that. The next unprofessional thing we do is that we put blames on our colleagues. You fail to deliver something and then you're putting the blame, oh, because he did not give it to me, or oh, he did not tell me, or oh, he did not do this, he did not do that. We never accept mistakes done. We always find a way to put the blame on somebody else, even if that person has no knowledge of what you're talking about. But no, you must not be caught. You cannot be caught doing wrong. So it's so unprofessional. If you've done wrong, accept that you've done wrong. It helps you learn more. It helps you learn better, because it's only when you've done a mistake and you're corrected upon that will enable you do something better off in the future. So my final point is poor communication. Poor communication comes in different forms. Poor communication in the fact that you're discussing with someone and the person is not allowing you talk. You're having a meeting and then the other person just keeps talking. You're not giving room for the other person to speak. Or poor communication in the fact that you cannot write, or you cannot talk well, you cannot speak well. Another thing again I found, that especially in the federal offices, is that you go to some offices and the only language they speak is, let's say you go to an office, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to come at anybody, but this is very common. Okay, I'm not going to call any tribe now, so I don't get into any sort of trouble. But you go to some offices and you find out that they only speak language. You go to the office, oh sir, I'm looking for so and so person, and then now respond to you in a language that you do not understand. Or you find out that you go for a meeting and they are speaking language. I don't understand why it's actually done that way. I do not understand why people do that. It is so unprofessional for you to be speaking your language in the midst of other people. Excuse yourself if you want to speak a language. If you don't want other people to hear what you're saying, then excuse yourself. You cannot be coming to an office space that has like 20 people and then you have like 5 people speaking the same language, and then you now go ahead and blah 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 blah. It's so unprofessional. It makes the other people feel uncomfortable, like, okay, what are they saying about me? Are they trying to do something wrong and they don't want me to hear it? So it's so unprofessional. If you must say anything in your language, then step outside and make that conversation. It's so wrong. Then the poor communication again also comes from not being able to pass an information properly. Your boss sends an information to you or gives an instruction, but because you want to be boss, because you don't want the other person to know what's happening in the office, you just keep the information to yourself. Or sometimes when you even want to even pass the information out, you don't pass it the same way it was being sent or it was being passed down to you. So poor communication does no good to you. It does no good to the company at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, the goals of that company, the aim of that company is being thwarted. It's not being achieved at the end of the day. So it's unprofessional if we hoard informations and if we cannot speak correctly or send letters again. Find out that some letters people actually put out, it's something else. They do not pass out information, or they do not write letters in a way that communicates exactly what they intend to pass. So I feel if you have a problem with communication, I feel you should go read more on that. If you have a problem with letter writing as well, you should go read up more on letter writing. Also, please try and always allow the other party speak. You can't be speaking all the time. Let's create room for the other person at the other end to speak. Listen, speak, and allow the other person speak as well. So these are the 15 things. I don't know that I exceeded 15. So these are the 15 unethical, unprofessional things that we do in our places of work that I feel that we need to put an end to it right now. See, you shouldn't be going to work after watching this video. You shouldn't go to work exhibiting some of these unprofessional behaviors again. You should stop it right now. It does no good to you. It does no good to your organization at the end of the day. So thank you once again for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Also share it with everybody that you know might be interested. Also, you can share it with your colleagues. You can indirectly share it with your colleagues, like send the person an email like, oh sorry, I didn't know it was for you, I was trying to send it to somebody else. that colleague that's always giving you problem, send it to that colleague. Maybe she doesn't know, maybe he doesn't even know that what he's doing or what she's doing is so unprofessional. So send it to them as well and let them learn from this. See you all in my next video. Have yourself a lovely day, depending on where you're watching, depending on what time you're watching it. Bye.